What's going on, guys? It's Coach Raj here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you my experience implementing Jeff Bezos's daily routine for the last week. Now, Jeff Bezos is a man who needs no introduction. He's got a net worth of over 135 billion, and I bet by the time this video is released, it's probably 140 billion. He built Amazon from the ground up to the industry titan it is today, and has employed over thousands of people and changed millions, if not billions, of lives. So we've all heard the phrase, success leaves clues. And this is exactly why I decided to do this video, to learn from the best and see the main takeaways I can use to improve my output and quality of life and share with you my biggest takeaways. So, surprisingly, his daily routine was not what I thought. Jeff Bezos's routine was completely different than what I had in mind. Managing tens of thousands of people, building an immaculate net worth, I would assume that he'd be working 24/7. He'd be taking meetings all day and basically have no time for social life or family. But boy, was I wrong. So the first thing that I noticed about Jeff Bezos' routine is he goes to bed very early and wakes up naturally without an alarm clock. Jeff Bezos is a high performer and prioritizes sleep.
I like to putter in the morning. I get up early. I go to bed early. I get up early. I like to putter in the morning.
Jeff Bezos is the definition of a high achiever, and he places a great emphasis on sleep. That should tell you everything you need to know. Jeff makes sure to get his 8 hours of quality sleep pretty much every single day, besides when he's traveling or in different time zones. He wakes up naturally without an alarm clock and doesn't do any work until 10 a.m. He likes to enjoy his mornings like everyone else.
I like to read the newspaper. I like to have coffee. I like to have breakfast with my kids before they go to school. So I have my kind of puttering time is very important to me.
He reads the newspaper, drinks coffee, spends time with his family, and sometimes even makes them breakfast. He finds that he's more creative, more rested, and is able to sustainably increase his output over time when he does take time for himself and his family. Jeff schedules his most important meetings, or what he calls his high IQ meetings, during 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And those are the only times he takes meetings. He only meets with his investors maybe 4 to 5 times a year. And this goes to show that most meetings you're having are probably unnecessary. Jeff makes a ridiculous amount of money every single hour. And he got to that stage by valuing his time. He knows that time is a finite resource, and once you spend it, you can never get it back. So he only holds meetings when they're absolutely crucial, and he doesn't believe in huge meetings because no one's really paying attention, and he doesn't believe in really small meetings either. Jeff implements a 2-pizza rule, which means that everyone in the meeting room should be able to be fed off 2 pizzas.
It's a simple idea, which is no team should be so large that it cannot be fed with just 2 pizzas.
Jeff built Amazon to the scale that it is today, not to be working 24/7 or doing a bunch of busy work or admin work. He understands that his role as a CEO is to make very few critical high-level decisions, and that's about it. He delegates effectively and lets other people do the work. Obviously, he builds systems, and it's extremely crucial that he is monitoring his company's progress and making sure Amazon's running as optimally as possible. Jeff ends the workday at 5 p.m. and no later.
And because by 5 p.m., I'm like, I can't think about that today. Let's try this again tomorrow at 10 a.m.
He realizes that his brain power and cognitive function significantly declines after 5 p.m. And there's no point, doing work when you have brain fog and you can't focus, and he knows his output's just going to be decreased. So anytime he has any pending tasks that he has yet to complete and it's 5 p.m., he'll just move it back to the next day at 10 a.m. This goes to show the importance of prioritizing and sticking to a schedule. There's a quote from Jeff Bezos saying, "I always talk about work-life balance, but I use the phrase work-life harmony." And this is such a key quote because there's no ideal balance between work and life. It's about harmonizing those 2 areas and making sure your productivity is on point, but also that you're not burning out. So, what were the main things that I tried to implement over the last week? Number 1, I started my workday at 10 a.m. every day. I woke up naturally without an alarm clock, and I ended my workday every day at 5 p.m., or I tried to. Also, I made sure that I reduced the amount of meetings I had with my team, and Honestly, this was extremely difficult for me to do. I'm used to working from around 8 to 7:30 p.m., so relatively long workday with breaks in between, of course. And it made me realize that I need to do a better job of managing my time. So what I do, I increased my team by one and gave my virtual assistant more responsibilities. And I was still unable to end the workday at 5. So this goes to show it's not about the amount of time you dedicate to your craft. It's about how productive you are with each hour of work. Not gonna lie, waking up naturally without an alarm clock was a bit of a shock for me. I honestly couldn't believe it, but it does make sense. Once you wake up naturally without an alarm clock, one, you're more rested, you're able to maintain your circadian rhythm, and if you're going to bed at around the same time every night, you should be waking up around the same time every night. The problem is when you're going to bed at unpredictable hours. Sometimes you go to bed at 9 p.m. and sometimes you go to bed at, 2 a.m. Then obviously you're gonna need an alarm clock. Also, Jeff is the CEO. He's the boss and he makes the decisions. He doesn't have to be at work exactly at 9, and he's built systems in place that allow his company and his team to run smoothly without him having to micromanage every single employee. Not starting work before 10 a.m. was probably the most challenging part of Jeff Bezos's daily routine. I like to wake up, drink a couple glasses of water, brush my teeth, review my calendar, and get straight to work. I'm the most productive the first 3-4 hours of the day, and I make sure I take advantage of this time because everyone has different high IQ times, as Jeff says. His most productive times are between 10 and 12 p.m., which he holds his most important meetings. For me, I'm most productive from around 8 to 12 p.m. So I want to get most of my work done during that time so I can do admin work and reply to clients' messages and stuff that I know I'll have to do anyway later in the day. Also, I had to adjust my meeting schedule. I had to make sure that I was meeting with my clients and having sales calls from 2 to 5 p.m. so that I was able to get my work done before. But the problem with this is a lot of times when I would have 2 to 3 calls a day, I just would not be able to get my work done before 5. So I'd have to end up working till 8 or 9. And that just made it crystal clear the importance of time management, systems, and delegation. Obviously, this goes without saying, but me and Jeff are operating at 2 completely different levels. He manages teams of thousands. I manage a team of 4. It's 2 completely different games. I'm definitely going to be making some changes into my daily routine. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever be able to, not ever, but at least for the next few months, be able to stop working at 5 p.m. It's just the way my schedule goes, and I do have priority tasks that I have to get done no matter what. But I did learn a lot from Jeff in terms of the importance of delegation, time management, efficiency, systems, and work-life harmony. Here are some things you can take away from Jeff Bezos's daily routine. Number 1, enjoy your mornings. There's no need to, get straight to work. Even if you are like me and do feel better when, you wake up and get shit done, taking, 30 minutes at least to, enjoy your mornings, have some coffee, plan the day, relax, spend some time with your family, can be very beneficial in terms of making sure you're in the right headspace and improving your creativity. Make sure you don't get overworked, because at the end of the day, this is a long game, and it's not about the amount of output you can produce in, 3 months. It's about the amount of output you can produce over decades. Number 2 is having a hard cutoff time from work. Now, Jeff Bezos has built his business to the point where he manages thousands of people, has exquisite systems in place, and allows Amazon to run extremely smoothly. So he's able to stop working at 5 p.m. every single day. Now, for a lot of you entrepreneurs, this is unrealistic, as you do have, different commitments with clients, different daily tasks to get done. But I would highly recommend you have a hard cutoff from work 2 hours before bedtime that allows you to, unwind, spend some time with family, and implement your pre-bed routine. Third takeaway we can learn from Jeff is to make sure every meeting you have has a clear purpose and isn't unnecessary. Time is our most valuable asset, and we don't want to be wasting meetings for the sake of feeling productive when in reality it could be solved by, email. Number 4 is making sure your sleep and rest are a priority. We hear this mindset of, I'll sleep when I'm dead, sleep is for the weak, and all of this other bullshit that, these hustle gurus want to convince you that you have to be working 15 hours a day to, build your business. And when in reality, being sleep deprived impairs your cognitive function, makes you less creative, and makes you hate doing the work. This is a long game, and we want to prioritize longevity and sustainability. Implementing Jeff's routine for the last week has been extremely eye-opening, and it broke a lot of conceptions I had over the ultra-successful, ultra-wealthy people in any industry. It's not about, how hard you work or how many hours you work a day. It's about what you get done, and if you're able to move the needle forward every single day and grow your business without having to overwork yourself. The point of being a business owner is not to work, 15 hours a day. It is to build something that doesn't need you to grow. And when you get to that point, that's when you're a successful business owner. Thank you, Jeff, for inspiring a generation of entrepreneurs and for just changing the world. If you guys enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you give this video a like, share it with a friend who may benefit from this, and comment what you'd like to see me talk about next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more long-form videos in the next few months. If you made it this far, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support.